You know how sometimes you're playing the game and there's that cockroach sitting behind the island just hammering you with everything they have, lighting you on fire repeatedly, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. You just slowly wither away and die. That's me in this game. That's going to be us this time. We are the killer cockroach in this game. Thank you, folks, for joining me today. This is a I believe it's a tier 8 battle. Talk through the intro there. Yep, tier 8 battle. We are on the map hotspot. There you go. There's the lineup. I love that name. Look at the Baltimore on the enemy team, Sergeant Dingleberry. All right, so we're going to spawn more toward the middle. Looking at the layout, I'm kind of trying to figure out where I want to go from here. The Atlanta is on the western flank. Looking at the layout on the eastern flank, they don't have any radar on that side. So I am deciding that I am going to head to the east. I'm going to slowly, quarter speed, 8 knots, make a turn because I want to keep this island, I want to stay undercover as much as possible. In a cruiser, especially a light cruiser, you really don't want to spend a lot of time out in the open. And there's going to be a huge gap for us to cover there anyway, so we're going to follow behind that Jervis. So our goal here, whenever you're playing this map, destroyers love to occupy that group of islands over there to the right. As you can see, 2 of our destroyers are heading that way now. That becomes kind of like that one big turn on the what was that, the big race map early on, where you have that one little gap in there where all the destroyers like to cluster. That's on this map. This is kind of like that, albeit to a little bit lesser degree, but anyway. So we're going to head over there. Another reason I like that area is because, well, I'm a light cruiser. I'm an American light cruiser. I have lofty shell arcs that really lend themselves well to what is called cockroaching. If you haven't heard that term before or seen it in chat, that's basically where a ship hides behind an island and lofts shells over the island. In a cruiser, it is a viable, well, look at that, here comes the carrier's planes. We are spotted and targeted, and looks like the carrier saw me and decided he didn't want any part of me. That was smart for him. Alright, I am not running, I'm not spec for anti-air, by the way. I do have a 12-point commander. I am running, let's see, I have, of course, priority target, expert marksman, adrenaline rush, rude. Invite me to a party and just shoot at me, Turpits? Really? Anyway, so yeah, I have demo expert and IFHE on this captain. My 13th point, I'm going to pick up probably preventative maintenance. But yeah, so this ship really lends itself well to cockroaching. When you hear people complaining in chat about cockroaching, it's usually because somebody that's doing it is tearing them a new one. It is an effective and, in my opinion, legitimate, viable method of combat. And you see, all the good people do it. Notzer, Flambass, Flammo, you see them all do that. Chase and Zoot, they'll all do it, especially when they're an American cruiser with those lofty shell arcs. So heading into this, we see we have a Baltimore, New Mexico. They're really not wanting any of this. Ooh, Akazuki coming in. The Cleveland really excels at killing enemy destroyers because you have radar, you have hydro, and you have 12 152s. And since I'm running IFHE, I can really hurt this Akazuki. That is a dangerous ship, and when you get a chance to kill one, kill it quickly. I am being targeted, so I'm going to try to pull in behind this corner here. This is a pretty good corner. If you're playing this map from this angle, this is a pretty good corner to set up on. It affords decent protection. It's not good protection. As you can see, I'm still taking some shots. Letting that Akazuki, he's looking at the mini-map. He's heading inbound to the map here. I'm going to pop radar on him. Didn't want to pop it too early because I figured he was still behind that island. We popped it at a pretty good time. I am taking some damage by doing this, but I want to make sure my guns stay out in the open because we want to kill this guy. This guy has amazing torpedoes and even better guns. So we're just going to suck up a little bit of damage here, and then we'll get back into cover as soon as this guy is dead. We don't want to let the pressure up on him. Kind of peek over the island a little bit, watch his smokestacks, watch his movement, just know when he's moving in and out. We can move back into cover because it's positioning now, so we want to stay in cover as much as we can. But just keep up the fire on this guy. And first kill of the game for us here. Alright, 5 pins. Those 152s do a great job. So now it's Mr. Turbot's turn. Start heading into a little bit too much cover here. Remember, the closer, when you're behind an island, the closer the enemy gets to you, the lower the elevation is on your guns. So it makes it more difficult to actually shoot over the island. Cockroaching is best done from mid to long range. And we've already lost over half of our health here. So we need to start playing a lot more conservatively. I did give up a lot more than I wanted to going after that destroyer. And that Tirpitz, we have his full attention. We are being aircraft spotted, which that carrier, he's doing a good job of staying out of my anti-air bubble, or else we would be absolutely melting him. The Tirpitz isn't looking at me anymore, and I'm just doing some landscaping on this island. I don't like where the trees are, so I'm just going to shell the fool out of this shoreline. Alright, so we're going to back up, get to where we can clear this island a little bit more. We do have an injured New Mexico coming in, so we're going to switch our attention to him. He is definitely a better target than that Tirpitz right now. And the Tirpitz looks like he's about to take a base full of torpedoes from the Aggro. Yep, there goes Tirpitz. We're just going to start, we already got one fire on the New Mexico. We're just going to keep it up on him. He is well within gun range. He's actually sailing more into gun range. I think he's trying to get behind this island, but it's not going to help him. Not with our American gun arcs. People want to complain about the lofty gun arcs, but you know what? You can't argue with these results. When you use them right, use those gun arcs to your advantage. So we're going to keep up the fire on him. Keep hammering him. I'm surprised I haven't lit another fire. There it is. Alright, so that should be a permafire on this guy. I believe he burned his damage control on our first fire. So we're just going to keep up the pressure on him. Another fire, so fire number 2, he's done, folks. This guy is done. And kill number 2. Alright, oh, Lo Yang snuck up on us. Now, here I kind of make a mistake. I see this Lo Yang, I'm anticipating torpedoes coming in, and it's going to be deep waters. So I head back under cover. Somebody is shooting us from smoke on the other side there. It's not the Lo Yang. But I do expect torpedoes to come in, and my mistake, I accidentally hit Y instead of U, so I wasted, there's the torpedoes I thought were coming. I wasted a, there we go, kill secure on that one, but I'll take it. Yeah, I wasted a radar, so, learn from my mistake, just in the heat of battle, be sure that you hit the right key. No problem to dodge those torps, just stay out of their way, nose in. And I kind of moved into this position because I didn't know who was in that smoke over there. And I didn't know if they were still going to target me. I am now not spotted, of course, but here comes some aircraft, so I want to be careful with firing my weapon. I don't want to be spotted again at this particular time. I decided here I don't want to pull out into the open because there is that Baltimore up there that has been unspotted for a while. And I really don't want to face those heavy guns at this point. There he is. Okay. So I'm already heading in reverse. I said, you know, why not? I want to keep under cover as much as possible, so I'm just going to reverse into a position where I can open up on this Baltimore. And then I'll kick the engines into forward again, but it would take me longer. And he looks like he's heading out of my range here. I want to get some shots off on him. That Baltimore did not do his team any favors by hanging out in the base. I know those have no chance at all of hitting. I fired for whatever reason. And yeah, like somebody was targeting me. So my goal right now is I'm just going to back up, try to stay out of the Bayern's way. trying to figure out between the Hatsuharu and the Baltimore, which one do I want to go after first. And I'm thinking the Baltimore. So I'm going to kind of turn around, do a 3-point turn here, and head back out. Ooh, Hatsuharu's heading inbound. So I'm going to take some shots at him. He is maneuvering aggressively, which he should be. So when you're doing long-range targeting at a destroyer or anybody that's maneuvering, unless you're talking about British ships don't lose a lot of acceleration in a turn. Be sure that you, and when you're trying to anticipate where they're going to be, again, except for British, make sure that you decrease your lead if they're in a turn, because they're going to bleed off speed coming through the turn. Then they're going to have to accelerate back up again. So be sure you try to incorporate that. So narrow miss from the Baltimore there. I do have his attention, but thankfully he's kiting away from me, which means I'm only going to get fired at by his rear guns. I'm just going to keep maneuvering, keep wagging a little bit. Thanks to priority target, I can see when he is targeting me. He's doing a good job at aggressive maneuvering. So I'm going to keep lobbing shells over at him. I want to come around the backside of this island and head north. My reasoning for that, I don't want to head through this gap here to my port side, because that would leave me way out in the open with no chance for cover. If I head north, there we go, 5 pins. If I head north, one, there are friendlies up there. I have 3 friendlies. I have the Kagero and the Mogami up there. I have friendly aircraft up there. And then there's a set of islands to the north that if I have to, I can rush toward those islands to get back under cover. Because remember, I'm injured. So we can't afford to take too much of a chance. Although, I kind of throw that out the window here and go bum rushing. I completely abandoned my strategy when I tasted blood in the water. We are significantly ahead on points at this time. The Kagero is attempting to cap the base. The Baltimore has been run out. But the Kagero now has enemy's undivided attention. The Baltimore, Sergeant Dingleberry there pulled a Notzer. So we're going to take the opportunity. We're going to leave him a little bit and try to get some fire going on him. We do have another enemy Baltimore and Algerie coming in. We do get one fire. Good job. Maybe we can get, he did put it out. He burned his DC on it. As we get some torp drops coming in on him, I think those torpedoes are going to finish. Yep, he's done. Well, no, he survived it. All right. But there he goes. Oh, man. I can't believe we picked that up. All right. So there's kill number 3 on that Baltimore. Steadily chipped away at him. That was definitely a group effort there. All right, so we have another enemy Baltimore and Algerie coming inbound. I'm just going to start lighting up this enemy Baltimore. And this is where I really kind of messed up. I got more aggressive than I should have here. But with all the friendlies in the area, everybody was rushing these folks. I felt a little bit more comfortable. But still, I should not have turned my full broadside. What happened was I took some shots and lost steerage. So wound up turning that port, never-ending port turn of death there that showed my full broadside more than I wanted to. So I went ahead and burned my repair party. That's a mistake that's going to come back to haunt me. Got a fire going on the Baltimore. But barely missed the kill. We are at 4 kills at this point. One more and we could have the Kraken. We're going to head in to assist the Cap and just start up firing on this Algerie. Maybe we can light him on fire. The Algerie was at full health, so he is being focused down by the friendly team. But we're on fire and we have 35 seconds cooldown on our damage control there, on our repair party rather. And unfortunately, that fire is going to burn for the duration. We're not going to make it. But we do end up setting a fire on the Algerie right before we die. So, he took us out. But let's keep an eye on that Algerie. So, end of the game here. We are way up on points, about to cap. Fire ticks down, and yes, we did. We burned him down, got the Kraken unleash, and just a flesh wound from that fire. Now, I would say that's justice. He burned us down, we returned the favor. All right, let's stick this out for the remainder of the match. We're about to win here. I don't know what's going on with the frame rate. Let's try to get out of there. There we go. That's a little bit better view. And we get the cap and win the game. I'll see you post credits. All right, that was very fortuitous. I was kind of hoping that my fire would stick. That last tick on that fire for the just a flesh wound and the Kraken unleashed. All right, I love that Cleveland. Cleveland is a great ship. So we did pick up the victory. Let's see. We did wind up getting destroyed. The Algerie took us out by fire. We burned down, but, we returned the favor. We burned down that Algerie. So a little poetic there. We made 279,461 credits, 4,774 experience, 239 free experience. Like I said, I got the Kraken unleashed and just a flesh wound. We did 76,320 damage. Not the most damage, but not bad. 178 shells out with 149 penetrations. I am running IFHE, of course, and Demo Expert, which lended to our 7 fires and 4 incapacitations and 5 kills. Take a peek at the team score here. I came in number 2 on that with our Atlanta taking MVP. Let's throw a compliment out to him. Look at that Independence, man. That Independence did a good job. Shot down 14 of our allied aircraft and sank 2 ships. You know what? He deserves a compliment as well. All right. And that Algerie, the one that sank us, he came in number 2 on their team. Detailed report. We sank the New Mexico, the Akazuki, the Algerie, the Baltimore, and that Lo Yang. More heavy damage on the other Baltimore there. Let's see what else we did. And some chip on that Tirpitz. Of course, all of our damage from the main battery, or most of the damage from the main battery. You know what? We only did 8,500 from fire. I usually, a larger portion of my fire usually, or a larger portion of my damage, rather, usually comes from the fire. So, okay, so armor piercing accounted for rounds for 1,500. High explosive shells, 174 for 66,000. Potential damage, 622,000. Had a lot of people shooting at us. And then, yeah, so really cool. Take a peek at the credits and XP screen. I am still on 24 hours of premium that I got from a Black Friday lockbox. That is, otherwise we would have only made 57,000. Instead, I walked away after post-battle expenses. I came away with 150,400, which is really good. 14,000 Commander XP. All right, folks. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in game.